Hello and welcome everybody to the Heflatv presentation of the Vietnam Esports Champions League 2014. This is the grand final between MiTH and Imba Gaming Vietnam, a best of 5 series. My name is Coucher and joining me will be Whiplash.
Hello, what's going on, Couch Shore? Have you been enjoying all the TI games that we've had?
Oh yeah, there's been so many. Had to stay up until early morning to actually check them out, but worth it for sure.
Yep, that's basically what I've been doing since I'm on a very similar schedule to the Southeast Asian region. Gotta stay up pretty darn early if you want to catch all the games, but I've been able to watch a good chunk of them. Of course, it's basically impossible to watch all of them, but there have been some sick games, and now we're going to move into the Vietnam Esports Champions League. This is the finals between MiTH and Imba. I've noticed Imba's been, it feels like they've kind of pulled a few upsets to get here. I think they've beaten some pretty good C teams to get here.
Yeah, they took out Invasion, but it was a best of 1 series, so one can argue with that, I guess. And actually, unfortunately, the lower bracket final or consolation final, however you want to call it, Imba actually got a forfeit win against Scythe because they didn't show up, so kind of a letdown there, but they're definitely pretty good since Invasion at the moment at least is one of the best Southeast Asian teams, like top 4 I think with Arrow Gaming, Titan and maybe like +1.
hmm Yeah, I would agree as well. And I suppose this is good for Imba because I believe they're a Vietnamese team as well. So a Vietnam or Vietnamese team in the Vietnam finals for tournament. I guess gotta be at least pretty happy about that coming from Imba. But Myth Trust, I still feel like these guys kind of they have the edge, they have the advantage. They're much more of a proven team. They've played against better teams. They've I'm assuming been around for longer as well. So I still would put them as kind of the team that have the advantage here. But who knows? Maybe we can see an upset.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, and I have to agree that having a Vietnamese team in the final, especially for the organizers themselves, they must be feeling happy for the sponsors and whatnot. But looking at the drafts, I mean, they're definitely somewhat different from the so-called TI4 metagame at the moment. I mean, the band's rather standard still, but just first pick, Morphling and EAA. Are you expecting some big teamfight ultimates from them to follow up?
I would say so. It's the meta nowadays. It's so much revolving around team fighting. The kind of the Alliance Rat style. It got hit with a few nerfs. People started to figure out the style, and teams overall are much better at playing against it. So the meta has shifted a lot over the past few months. And yeah, I mean, already just look at these heroes here. Morphling, good in team fights. After, of course, it gets some farm, but everyone else here you want in a team fight. And Myth Trust, they do like to run the Tramp Protector a lot, and they're throwing in a little bit of TI meta with that Skywrath Mage as the second pickup. Now, I'm not sure if they plan on running this hero as a support or more of a core role, but just based on TI meta and what I've generally seen from this hero, I would expect Myth to run the Skywrath in more of a support role.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely nice in either role. More standard, I think, like you said, in the support, and of course more stable as well, I think, because if you're going for the core Skywrath, you just need to get a perfect early game more or less to actually be relevant. And I
hmm
think Skywrath overall is pretty damn nice against Morphling. Just silence him up and nuke him down, especially if the Treant Protector has the overgrowth to actually keep the Morphling in place as well after that. But I would
Yeah,
still like to see some more lockdown. Maybe actually the Batrider is available.
yeah, Batrider's actually been ignored, but I'd say the overall picks are definitely moving more towards TI meta, especially a lot of these bans as well. Razor's been picked. He's actually the most picked hero in TI, followed by Skywrath Mage, and of course heroes like Lycan, Doom, Panda. These guys are played in over or picked or banned in over like 95% of the games nowadays. Other heroes faces Void, very powerful. Just everything's looking overall pretty standard here. I'd say the only ban that's a little bit off is the Anti-Mage, but then again, I mean, it's a hero that's still powerful in the right hands, and maybe Imba just didn't want Myth to get their hands on the Anti-Mage.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess they were planning to go for the Wraith King. I do expect, like 100% it to be a support at the moment with the heroes they have. And I mean, I have to agree that the anti-mage, I'm not too sure if Imba actually should have been that afraid of that hero to begin with anyway. But I guess you just don't want to take those chances. If you get that early Battle Fury, you just kind of snowball out of control 90% of the time, I think. But MiTH, they've gone really aggressive with the Queen of Pain. Of course, the magic damage burst, boosted by the Ancient Seal, extra magic damage taken. It is something to behold, but I'm hoping at least for something more solid towards the late game as well. They need an offlaner. They actually banned out the Tide themselves, so Batrider or Centaur, I guess. But wow,
Yep.
okay then.
So it's the Naga Siren. I guess then this Naga is going to probably be in the safe lane from the look of things, because MiTH has already picked up a Queen of Pain traditionally in that mid role, although crazier things have happened. That's what it's looking like to me, Couchshore.
Oh yeah, I mean, towards Naga, it definitely can delay the game out, and with the three other heroes being rather aggressive, you can create space possibly for the Naga to farm up, as well
Yeah,
as
that's their
just
late game.
yeah.
It's definitely late game.
And well, of
But
course, Ensnare works nicely with the Mystic Flare from Skyraf as well.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, of course, though, they still do need an offlaner. Looking at Imba, they need an offlaner as well. So it's down to the last two. We've had a few good offlaners already banned out with the Faceless Void and Tidehunter from MiTH, and then on the other end, Doom, a potential offlaner. And we've seen Brewmaster in the offlane a few times, and I've also noticed we've seen, I think Liquid put the Lycan in the offlane once. They let Jimmy play it in the offlane, but I'm not sure if we'll see that here. Some crazy type of hero picked in the offlane, but let's see. I don't think Clockwork will be picked up by MiTH because Morphling is pretty good at kind of getting out of there. Same with heroes like Razor. Just doesn't seem like a proper one. Bristleback, that would have been a good hero, I think, for either team to really pick up. He's just, I feel, an underutilized offlaner.
Yeah, I have to agree. The Bristleback is just so hard to bring down. Of course, if he gets shut down early, he probably won't do anything in the game at all. That's like the one minus side of it. Whereas if you have heroes like the Centaur, you can still have the Stampede once you hit level 6 to help out your team globally, as well as the Blink Dagger initiation is just so strong throughout the game. But
Hmm.
at the moment, like most offlane heroes, or at least the more common ones, are banned. If they pick up the Clockwork for themselves, they run the risk of just getting the Clockwork completely dead every time he cogs because the Mystic Flare will rain upon him.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I guess combined with the Mystic Flare, the Clockwork wouldn't be a bad pickup for MiTH. But I would also be okay with picking up a Timbersaw, giving them even more burst to their lineup. A powerful tanky hero, just someone to kind of create space while Naga gets her farm on, and can be kind of annoying to deal with from the Wraith King. But they go with the Wind Ranger, a hero that we generally do not see in the offlane a lot nowadays. It's actually being picked up more as a like a mid core now at times. So, do you think this is just going to be an offlane standard Windrunner?
I actually think that they might be even running a safe lane Windrunner with Razor, AA plus Wraith King aggressive tri lane.
Yeah, I like that. I think that would work out really well.
It's like any variation of that, to be honest. They can run any of the cores, Morphling, Razor, or the Windrunner as a tri lane if they really want to. So actually they're kind of flexible as far as their lanes go. Myth Trust, I guess they are a little bit as well. Queen of Pain can take up off lane, mid lane, safe lane solo. Doesn't really matter to her, especially if it would be up against a solo Windrunner, but oh, Myth, just at the moment, it feels like all their baskets are just Naga Siren getting fat.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they have a lot of great tools to give her the space and allow her to get to that point. But at the same time, Imba does have, at least when they hit level 6, a lot of team fight potential, a lot of really the ability to take on these fights, while their Morphling is the one that farms up. But the Darkseer, the final pickup from Myth Trust. So, looking at these lineups, man, who you favoring a little bit more? It sounds like you kind of were on Imba's side, but with the Darkseer pick, what's your final thoughts on the draft?
Oh well, to be honest, I like Myth's draft because it's aggressive, but I probably have to give the win percentage to Imba. Because man, Myth, if they hit their wombo combo, it's just gonna be absolutely amazing. Like Naga's song, once he ends the song, the vacuum follows up with the overgrowth to hold them in place, then the sonic wave from Queen of Pain and the Mystic Flare.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, the wombo
that's
combo,
a
it's
tall
there.
order to actually hit that combo.
Very hard, but they have the tools if they want to do that. Looking on Mbazend though, I mean, they have the Ice Blast from Apparition, Razor, and Wraith King will be very, just tanky in these team fights, while the Morphling and Windrunner can kind of, deal the DPS, I feel. And, yeah, we'll have to see. I guess it's just Imba surviving through the burst, and if they can, get their BKBs up at reasonable times, then it looks like they may be okay. But I would expect them to definitely get BKBs this game against MiTH Trust. They have way too many spells that you kind of need the BKB to deal with.
Yeah, I also think that PKB is an absolute must for any of Imba's heroes, really. If they can afford it. Ancient Apparition, of course, goes for the Aghanim Scepter instead, probably. But he stays far enough back anyway, usually, or at least he should, just to have the maximum diameter of the Ice Blast.
Yeah, I mean, if you get like 3 or 4 people in your Ice Blast, like your team's like, all right, you did what you needed to do in this team fight. You can go farm a lane or something. Like that's the important thing for Apparition. His other spells are nice, but it's kind of like icing on the cake. You just really want to focus on having that Ice Blast hit the majority of the enemy team when it comes to the team fights, and that'll be nice because it pretty much means that Living Armor, I guess it does reduce some of the damage, but it prevents the healing at least, so that'll be nice. And they'll most likely pick up a mech on their team as well. I don't see why not, based on the heroes they have. So yeah, if he can get it off, it's good.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of the mech, who would you prefer it on? Either the Wind Ranger or the Razor?
In this scenario, I've been watching Arteezy play a lot of his games in the International, and when he plays Razor, most of the time and I guess this is also because he plays more of the farming core role. He goes just like straight up stats items early on, but we have a Morphling on the team, which will pretty much be the real position one through and through. So I would be okay with the Razor picking up the mech. I think that's perfectly fine. Wind Ranger, if she goes for it as well. I don't think it would be a huge difference between the two, but I'm assuming the Razor will get a little bit faster farm and he can just go ahead and pick it up.
Yeah, it looks like they are just on a 5-man train into the enemy jungle at the moment. Probably want to ward something off and then leave the aggressive tri-lane there. But just to go over the lineups fast, for Imba on the Radiant side, Super Hugh will be playing the Wraith King with 7-7 on the Windrunner, or Wind Ranger rather. Jennifer playing the Razor, as the last two will be Silong on the Ancient Apparition and Kinzu playing the Morphling.
Alright, I'll attempt to introduce MiTH Trust, but I may get interrupted as we do have Imba heading right through the enemy jungle very aggressively. And we'll see if he actually starts off a team fight here. Putting up a ward, and the question is, can he get in range for Wraithfire Blast? It doesn't look like that's going to happen. But, oh man, Imba, they really wanted to try to catch someone off guard in the earlier stages. But let me go ahead, quickly introduce MiTH Trust before we get things underway. We have Noki on the Skywrath Mage, who's currently in the mid lane, but I do believe he's still supporting because we do have the Naga kind of centered in that mid area. Over towards the top, looks like MyPro will be doing a little bit of safe lane farming on the Queen of Pain. And then over the Treant Protector, who is smartly already de-warded with one of his sentries, it's Moa as the Treant. Then over in the off lane, we have the Darkseer by KYT. And then finally, mid lane, Naga Siren, it's Lakels.
Oh yeah, Lakels is kind of a similar player to Miracle, just both so-called Southeast Asian like farming carry lords. And well, Lakels definitely is really good on the Naga, and at the moment Noki helps him out in the mid lane, maybe for the beginning, or maybe they just want to ensure the Naga's farm throughout the entire game, because Queen of Pain actually is a pretty nice solo laner, should be able to hold his own anyway with the Blink being able to escape. And bottom lane, well, you can already see Darkseer, he's just creep skipping.
Yeah, nice smart moves from the Darkseer, but already mid lane, we have a very quick smoke from Imba. They're heading towards the mid, but maybe they'll be able to get the Naga. She's not level 2 yet. Uh-oh. This could be bad. He's trying to run away. And, okay, we're going to see the Chilling Charge follow up as well, but I don't actually think they have the lockdown. Windrunner, though, she's going to use her Windrun, try to slow down the Kells a little bit. Uses the Riptide, but it's just 1 or 2 more hits. Can he actually survive? It's so close. It's so close.
Oh,
they are chasing so hard for this kill. I don't know
Wraith
if they're
King,
going
where's
to
your
get
clarity,
it.
man? Where's the clarity?
No clarity on the Wraith.
Oh, and they got the
And-
counter kill top lane. Oh man.
Wow.
I thought
They wasted so much time.
Yeah, I was so sure Lakel's is even gonna get out with any single stuns. I really thought the Brave Fire Blast actually isn't gonna get in range, but just barely did. But like you said, yeah, after follow-up wasn't there. And actually, I think the Windrunner made a small mistake there. She activated her Windrun and then just right-clicked. I think she should have tried to run past him to get the slow on him.
Yeah, maybe even do like a bit of body blocking or something if possible. But on a low level like that, she didn't have boots or anything, so it would have been a bit hard. But still, Lakel's managing this escape out of there. A little bit of luck, but also I think a little bit of a misstep from Imba. And I know we missed it, but yeah, there was that first blood in the top lane, so the Razor did fall 1 kill. But what do you feel about Razor versus Queen of Pain? They're both pretty good at the 1v1 matchup, and it doesn't look like the supports will really be helping him out too much. They'll just be rotating, focusing on pulling some creeps and things like that.
Well, to be honest, I think they should both just be able to farm rather freely. If it were an 1v1, but oh, they're gonna go for a concussive shot to slow him down. Momo, his body blocking as well. Leech, it comes out. Actually, I already activates a static link, but try probe link. Come on, they can get the kill, maybe. The last arcane bolt. Oh my god, so close.
Close, and they managed to get it. I mean, the static link, that's not gonna stop the damage from arcane bolt. Sorry, man. I mean, just looking at MiTH Trust's lineup, it's not the end of the world if the static link goes off, because Naga Siren, yeah, maybe she'll care a little bit, but a lot of her damage comes through that Riptide and the illusions and the Radiance burn, so I feel like it's really not a huge deal that the Razors have been picked up. It's not as annoying as it may normally be.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, looking at the bottom lane, Imba, they tried to go for a gank once again, not the bottom lane this time, with the supports, but they just can't get into position, and they aren't pulling at the same time either, because there's actually not even a bush ward or anything, but they're just not pulling. The supports aren't getting too much XP, or if they are, they're completely just leeching it from the Morphling at the same time. So actually, the support rotations not working out is so huge, because Ancient Apparition, as well as Brave King, they need those level 6s.
Yeah, they are actually slightly behind in levels. We already have level 3 for the Skywrath Mage, and Treant Protector, I think he just wants to finish off one of these neutrals in his jungle to pick up that level 3. He's really close, so that should come quite soon. But, I mean, it just feels like Imba, they really want to, like, make something happen, either do a gank. We're going to see Wraith King just kind of pull some creeps for a little bit, because I guess this Darkseer's been doing, not bad as far as last hits go. It's 14 in the offlane to the 28 of the Morphling.
Yeah, I mean, Darkseer, he definitely started out strong because he got to creep skip since it was a 1v1 to begin with. But since the support started rotating around, it got a little bit harder for him, of course, which is a given. But he's been doing his best just not to die, which is good enough. And now with the Soul Ring, he can just keep on spamming the Ion Shell. But oh, mid lane, 7-7, he might be the one in trouble.
Yeah, here comes the smoke. They're going to put the net down on Windranger, and there's a silence. Leech follow-up, and I believe they have the DPS. Windrun's trying to get him away, but he's still darn slow. And it looks like the Skywrath will finish him off. That's already a killing spree, Skywrath, and this is a hero. If you do good early on, you're going to be really happy, man.
Oh yeah, and he's already level 4 as well, so has 2 points into Arcane Bolt, and that spell is ridiculously spammable. And to be honest, I really would have maybe even preferred Jennifer on the Razor to go at least 1 point into Unstable Current, especially since he has been struggling on the offlane.
Yeah, against a Queen of Pain, any hero that's going to be using those spells a lot, although she didn't put any points into Shadow Strike, I would still kind of expect maybe 1 point in Unstable Current. But I have noticed that a lot of Razors nowadays are maxing out their first 2 skills, or almost completely maxing them out, before getting their other abilities.
Yeah, this is the more common build, but it's just how well do you expect to do solo safe lane? I mean, if Skywrath Mage, he wants to use the Ancient Seal, the Arcane Bolts constantly, he's just gonna get slowed down, purged at the same time. But oh, a battle for the rune, Noki actually picks it up, gets the slow as well. Regeneration gets cancelled, but still at least the Windranger didn't get it.
Yeah, well worth it to prevent that Windrunner from getting the rune. That'll just allow the Naga Siren to keep harassing the Riptide, and I believe that, yeah, Lakel's is just bottle crewing anyway, so not the end of the world if he doesn't get a bottle. As long as it's denied, he's okay with that.
And actually, mid lane, farm-wise, the Windranger is doing really well, 37 and 4 compared to 24 and 0 on Lakel's. So,
Yeah.
even though she died, she's still farming pretty damn nice.
Oh, I mean, look at Wind Ranger with the Null Talisman. She's hitting for a lot of damage. I think we missed a kill bottom lane or something because top lane because Razor's dead once again due to the Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, I mean, I think it happened just probably way too fast to even spot it out. I think Ancient Seal boosting up the damage of Screen of Pain as well as Sonic Wave.
Yeah.
That just immediately dead Razor. 700 HP is just not enough to withstand the burst.
The DPS is just, it's so real from the Skywrath Mage. Ancient Seal, level 1, 30% extra damage. That's like Vecl or something, basically, putting that on the target. It's ridiculously good synergy with this Queen of Pain in the earlier levels. It doesn't matter how tanky Razor is, he's still going to fall.
Oh yeah, indeed he is, and well, actually 4 kills, 7.5 minutes in, not too bad, but considering they've all been going in the favor of MiTH, and oh, they've smoked up as well, they want some more.
Yeah, we'll see where they head to. Just chilling at the mid lane, waiting for the right opportunity, but Imba, they've got some supports and they could be heading right into a trap. They'll be spotted on the low ground, and they decide to just back away. They don't want to fight this. But Vecl, he should know exactly what's going on, has the song available, but could he get stunned? No, he'll use the song. That's going to allow him to get out of there.
I think Vecl's kind of misplayed this, because now the song will be on cooldown for 3 minutes. I think he easily could have just backed off instead, because it's not like he got any last hits because of his movements. He just decided, okay, I'm just gonna pop the song for no apparent reason. Maybe wants to waste the time of the support, but...
I kind of agree with you there, because, I mean, he knew they were coming. The supports had vision all in this area, so... I feel like he didn't have to use the song, but it's kind of, I suppose, an extra insurance policy for him to go ahead and grab that.
Yeah, I guess nothing too much lost. The support's still trying to rotate around, this time to the top lane. Once again, the smoke used. And actually, are they already out of the smokes in their shop?
Yeah, they have to get the stun off, though. It's going to be so hard against the Queen of Pain with Blink, especially versus the stun from Wraith King. I mean, that projectile isn't the fastest one in the world when it comes to a stun. Meanwhile, mid lane, it looks like they may try to go onto the Wind Ranger, but no. Just doing a little bit of harassment, forcing her back, continuing to allow Vecl to get his farm on. Yeah,
if the Skywrath Mage would have been level 6, they definitely would have dove it with the haste rune. Just get the ensnare, Mystic Flare to follow up, easy kills, but not gonna take the risk. They are pretty far ahead at the moment, and although the Morphling is still farming up safe lane, it's not too bad because MiTH's mid game is probably stronger once they hit their level 6s on the supports specifically. And wow, MyPro, he's going for a Necrobook, I think, on the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. He has the Belt of Strength as well as the Staff. I guess he wants to end this game before there can be too much farm on Imba. And, I mean, Morphling doesn't really have too many items yet, but, I mean, that's expected. He's just farming up. Razor's had a horrid early game, 0-3, 18 last hits. The sacrificial offlaner, it turned out the basic would be Razor. So he didn't have a good game, but this double damage rune, it will be picked up, and we could have a bit of engagement here. Ancient Apparition out of mana, but they're turning around a Treant Protector. He will fall. Finally, a kill on the board for Imba. They're going to chase. They may actually go ahead and get the Skywrath. The stun will come on him as well, and I don't think he can get out of this one. Tries the move towards the creep camp, but simply not fast enough.
Oh, big overextension by MiTH there. I mean, Treant, what good does he do to you if you just can't get your living armor out? And man, the burst of the power shot, is it 360 damage? Yeah, it's pretty damn strong for the first target it hits. It starts dropping down the more targets you hit, but still 360 damage for a support who is only level 4. And although the Treant is pretty damn tanky, he just can't take that much harassment. And oh, another slow one to Jennifer. Are they gonna follow up? No, Super Hue comes out on the Wraith King.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that. I mean, maybe they would get the kill, but they would have to deal with the Wraith King in the tower. Even though Wraith King actually is pretty much out of mana. So he is actually just a walking mega creep essentially at this point in the game. But something I do want to kind of discuss here, Catchar, is just like the lack of wards we're seeing on the map. We have like 2 wards, just normal observer wards, not sentry wards, kind of towards the bottom of the map. But beyond that, there really isn't too much vision for either team.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even know if both teams are just gearing up for a more active mid game, so that they would have more wards to their disposal or something. Although I guess the support is just really struggling as far as farm goes. Although Silong has actually 1k gold in the bank, and is he just going for, never mind, he buys something. Yeah, arcane boots for the ancient apparition. So
okay.
that will definitely help out with the roaming together with the Brave King, so Brave King can actually use the Brave Fire Blast a couple more times.
Yeah, I think this Wraith King actually did want to get his mana boots, but simply just wasn't really able to. He just doesn't have the farm for it. And the Apparition did get that double kill, so I suppose that's the reason why he decided to get those mana boots a little bit early on. But that definitely will help out a lot when it comes to these rotations, and maybe they won't run into the same
top lane,
problem they
Jennifer,
had
slow
earlier.
down Mystic Flare. Oh my god, that damage. And
Oh man, sick DPS, man. Sick DPS.
oh, he's TPing bottom lane as well, MyPro. All of a sudden, he wants to get active. He has his Sonic Wave available. KYT has, well, only a level 1 vacuum, so it's gonna be hard to actually catch anybody.
Yeah, and Skyros essentially out of mana. Meanwhile, it looks like this Darkseer may end up dying before he can do anything else. Down he goes, but MyPro, can he throw out the DPS? He's got to get out of there. Both of them do. They have no mana left.
Yeah, the Darkseer should have definitely waited a little while longer there for the Skyraf Mage to actually get in position. MyPro, he was staying really far back, waiting for the perfect opportunity, but, well, Wraith King and Ancient Apparition, they strike a little bit faster, and now actually they are both level 5. And although, well, I guess MiTH are still ahead as far as support levels go, they are both level 6, Skyraf actually almost level 7. And wow, he's 5-1-0, man. Noki, he's getting all the kills that their team has.
That's Skyroth, man. I mean, he's a nuker at the end of the day. He throws out the burst DPS, he's got the slows and silences. That's just what generally happens when you have a Skyroth. It looks like Jennifer getting close, but will not commit on trying to attack what kills in the top lane. But it actually looks like it may end up in the bottom as Wraith King. Really close, putting an ward just kind of in the middle of the lane so he can spot MiTH's movements. But the problem is, I mean, if they want to go on this Queen of Pain, their only real reliable stun, I think, is just the Wraith King, Wraith Fire Blast, and you can disjoint that by a blink. So, I mean, how are you going to lock down this Queen of Pain? That's my question.
Oh, well, I guess you have to wait for the opportunity when the Queen of Pain goes aggressive, blinks in, and then Wraith Fire Blast or the Shackle. And of course the Shackle is such a long duration disable if you can actually latch it. And oh, we might see a fight at the rune. Haste rune is there. Chilling Touch actually already used by Silong as well, so they were defending the rune with their lives.
And I mean, the Observer Ward kind of showed MiTH Trust what was going on for the most parts. I think that it was smart of them to just kind of let it happen, you know, let that rune go to the enemy team. Looking at the graphs real quick, MiTH Trust does have
Jennifer
about...
ensnare into the Mystic Flare Razor, taking so much harassment once again, somehow alive, and he goes down. Lakel's pops his Song of the Siren. And man, this is just easy kill and disengage.
Yeah. I can't talk about anything. Every time something, I try to talk about something, Razor dies once again to this freaking Skywrath Mage with someone helping him out. And Windrunner really trying to dive hard on the Naga. She's already picked up her Maelstrom, by the way. So despite being 0-1, she's gotten an insane farm throughout this game, already up to 91 last hits.
Yeah, it's actually really damn strong. I mean, last hit-wise, Imba, they are looking good, although Razor still struggling, of course. 5 deaths to him as well. He's almost the exact opposite of the Skywrath Mage at the moment. And well, off-lane solo Razor, definitely not the best, but oh, bottom lane Kinzo, never mind. He gets the waveform out, he is safe. Ancient Seal, he just couldn't get in range for it, but man. 6-3. You were trying to talk about the graphs as we saw some action, but as we have a little bit of time. 1,500 gold lead for MiTH. It actually used to be a little bit higher, but still pretty decent. 15 minutes in, XP 3,000 as well. And that's just mostly from the supports already.
Yeah, it really is a pretty darn even game. We're 16 minutes in, basically. It's 3-6. MiTH does have a slight edge, but it really is still anyone's game at this point. There's a very small difference in what these teams have accomplished this game. Looking over at Morphling, it looks like his first main item progression will be the Lincoln Sphere, which I suppose with the amount of spells on the enemy team, I'm okay with that, but I do hope he gets a Black King bar later on as well, but that will, I guess, just prevent him from having as much DPS items. And indeed, that is a Necronomicon book on the Queen of Pain. which he's using to push this tier 1 bottom.
He actually has level 2 as well, although I really thought he's probably gonna wait for the recipe and... Oh! Kinzo
Oh, bottom lane.
comes in.
That may have been a bit of a mistake, but he could just be baiting. This apparition, though, not level 6. He doesn't have Ice Blast for these fights, while we have the ultimates online for the supports from MiTH Trust at bottom lane. I think this could end up being a big mistake from Imba, unless they're really prepared to the hard commit on this. And sorry, Queen of Pain, that's an illusion, man.
Oh man, the replicates, they're so annoying because it's so hard to tell if it's the real one or not. Only if you're smoked up you can actually tell the difference, because they are just as tanky as the normal hero would be. And now, oh, Razor, he comes in with the first rotation, but everybody should be just able to run out.
Yeah, well, actually, as you say that, Ancient Apparition, he did manage that level 6. They take out the Skywrath, and oh, they actually get another kill onto the Queen of Pain, tried to blink away, but still got hit by that power shot, so Imba's coming back fierce.
Yeah, I mean, Kinzo suddenly has his Lincoln Sphere finished. They're going for the tier 1 tower as well. And MiTH, if they can't defend this, they can't really make good use of the tree and living armor as well to heal the towers back up. So this turn of events was just absolutely amazing for Imba. Morphling getting really farmed, but I have to agree that he probably needs to go for the BKB. Especially since Arcane Bolt, which is so spammable, can take off the Lincoln Sphere. But the one problem for this Skywrath is that the Arcane Bolt actually has to reach the Morphling for it to proc the Lincolns, so you can't really still activate the Ancient Seal before.
I have to really hand it to this Morphling, though. Using that Replicate like that allowed him to do a lot. But okay, Darkseer, all he wants to use is wall, but out comes the ultimates from both sides. DPS going all over the place. We're already going to see Wraith coming down. The Darkseer is out of the picture. They're trying to take down one. Staying alive for a little bit longer, but Stream Protector getting quite low on health. The power shot finishes him off. And it's just a brawl back and forth, but it looks like Imba's getting a slight edge. They can survive the DPS. Queen of Pain disjoints the stun, but the damage has been done, and I think Imba's the clear victor after that engagement.
Yeah, they definitely are, although in the meantime Lakel's actually took care of the tier 1 top lane, and now he has his money for the Radiance recipe. So it's like a 90 minutes Radiance. Well, he's probably gonna have it delivered to him. Actually, does he have it already? Oh, never mind. It's the bottle coming out to him. I was like, what? The courier is flying to him? Is it there already? Plus another 1.8k? That would have been so sick. But Imba, they get a lot of valuable XP because Ancient Apparition, he just hit level 6 before that first Ice Blast, but suddenly he's level 8 already.
Yeah, I think with this Naga picking up a Radiance at this time and getting that tower, I suppose it's a bit more of an even trade since Imba was committing a lot of people to that bottom lane. Yeah, with the Naga getting her Radiance on, that's when things are going to start to get scary for Imba.
Yeah, although Imba, of course, their own item progression is picking up as well. Mech finished on Razor, 7-7, working towards a BKB, has an Ogre Club for it already. Brave King just power treads, tanking up a little bit for himself. But now with the Ice Blast, they can definitely set up kills quite easily. And they've smoked up as a 4-man unit.
They got the DPS. I do like the Maelstrom pickup on Wind Ranger. I think that'll work quite nicely against the illusions from Naga Siren until she gets like a hard online or something. But the smoke moving into the enemy jungle. Naga's out of mana as well. She can use the song. The regeneration rune will keep her topped off. And okay, the illusions spot these guys, and now Naga's gotta just hightail it out of there.
Yeah, at least 7-7 stole the stack with the power shot there, but man, those illusions, so damn annoying, and they were kind of unlucky that Lakel's, he actually ran behind them just as they went to the high ground and didn't have vision due to nighttime. It was so unfortunate for Imba, but if you're looking at the graphs again, well, you see a little bit of up and down. MiTH still a little bit ahead gold-wise, but XP completely zeroed out.
Yeah, that's true. The EXP graph, I think that earlier on the rotations were kind of lacking from Imba. They just weren't accomplishing what they needed to. And then after they got some... Oh, hold on. Wind Ranger getting blown up! The DPS, it's so insane. Ancient Seal. Oh my gosh, that spell just... It's too much, man. The HP just instantly drops to 0. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, that ward paying off so well for them. Oh, the Ice Blast hits 2 heroes, but... Everybody is at the safe distance. Naga, of course, keeps on split pushing. But man, this Observer Ward Windrunner, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go catch somebody off guard. But little did he know that just MiTH, they had tabs on him. Started with the Ancient Seal concussive shot. Oh man, that burst, it was just absolutely out of this world.
That's true. And you know, this Naga's been getting a lot of space. She's essentially, they tried the Smoke Anchor once, but it didn't work. I mean, a free farm Naga versus a free farm a Morphling, man. Well, what do you prefer, dude? Because I gotta say the Naga, man. She can just split push you to death.
Yeah, I think the biggest concern is that the Naga Siren, Imba, they might not have enough AoE to just get rid of those illusions later on when it's like Manta plus Heart or something on the Naga, maybe Butterfly on top of that. But Wind Ranger, of course, with the focus, Fire, together with a Mjolnir to be finished up later on, I guess. Might have enough AoE, but it's gonna be a bit hard. But they're going for a Roche with the Medallion, with the Necrobox. It's kind of a sneaky one, to be honest.
This is quite sneaky, and it's just 2 people in there killing off Roshan, and due to the Medallion, they're actually doing this. MiTH is showing enough people on the map. I think they've completely hoodwinked Imba. They don't know what's going on at all, and this is going to be a free Roshan kill for MiTH Trust right under Imba's noses.
Oh yeah, really nice, and actually Aegis Vecl picks it up just in case, has the Boots of Travels plus another 1.6k gold. Oh man, the farm acceleration with the Radiance Naga, it's just so damn huge. Farming up multiple lanes, the jungles, even the enemy jungle now. Oh, Imba, they definitely feel the pressure is probably on them, because they aren't ahead by this point in time. Late game wise, it's gonna be really hard, especially since actually my pro has pretty nice farm on the Queen of Pain herself. 2.3k gold, and do you think he's going for like Orchid or Hex next?
We'll have to see. She could even go into a very fast Sheepstick. There is the ultimate orb. I have a feeling it could be Sheepstick. That's kind of what I'm thinking here, but I'll reserve judgment until there's a few more items picked up. Meanwhile, Vecl's looks like there's 3 people ganking her. I don't think there's any survival, and the Aegis will get popped, but do they have a disables in time, or can she get her song off? There's the song. She'll be hit with the Ice Blast, but man, it looks like she can get out of there, but still the Aegis is expended.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good trade for Imba, because it's not like they used any big ultimates or anything. Ice Blast, pretty damn low cooldown anyway. Focus Fire, not as important either. So getting the Aegis plus the Song of Siren on cooldown, they can now, yeah, they've already pinged it out as well. They're going for the tier 1 tower, at least they're gonna attempt it.
Yeah, everyone else from MiTH is kind of towards the mid or bottom. Maybe they tried to trade a tier 2 for the tier 1. But I have to be careful about this. Maybe they will get this tower. But the Darkseer, he has his wall ready. And he can easily make quick work of these creeps. And along with that living armor, it's going to keep that tower A-okay.
Yeah, and to be honest, so far we have yet to see anything big coming out from the Darkseer. He's tried running in with Surge a couple of times, but just getting stunned in his face and unable to do anything before he gets bursted down. He's actually 0-2-0.
I would love to see like a Blink Dagger or maybe some type of survival item on him to just kind of help him out. And he's going to get a little bit of static link damage stolen from it all. They're just jumping onto him. And I do not think Darkseer can survive this. He gets a vacuum, but here comes Gwen and Payne. Look at that scream! Hitting everybody. There's your overgrowth as well, but I don't even think it matters. Everyone's still alive. It looks like the mech from this Razor kept everyone A-okay, and it's a 2-0. Imba picking up 2 more kills.
Oh my god, that combo, it was so well done. Like last-ditch effort from the Darkseer, getting that vacuum going. But like you said, just no follow-up, mech healing them back up. They definitely needed the Mystic Flare or just Naga being there with the Riptide and the Radiance Burn. Man, oh, it looked just so beautiful on paper as well as it looked flashy. But Imba, they just survived. They're all back to full HP. They have an Urn as well, of course, an Ancient Apparition. And now there's a Blink on the Wraith King and a Shotgun on Morphling.
Yes, Morphling's been getting some pretty darn good farm. He's online now. He has
bye-bye, Skywrath.
Oh! Skywrath barely alive, but yeah, he's dead.
Well, he got one thing achieved there, that Morphling, he actually had a Replicate, which was about to time out. So Morphling, he wanted to go for just get the Shotgun and Replicate out, but since the Skywrath got the Force Staff out, it delayed him a little bit, so he actually had to TP into base himself. So that was like a small victory for MiTH, but Imba there, I mean, it's so hard to say who actually still has Japper on the Dao song.
She's using her song, and we'll see who actually they go after. And okay, there's a wall down. The vacuum hits on 2. There's overgrowth as well. Looks like they want to focus down the Wind Ranger first. But she's actually staying alive for a long time. BKB activated as well. Can Vecl's finish her off? It looks possible, but okay, in comes Morphling, and this could create a problem. Meanwhile, towards the top, it looks like the Razor's been traded for the Darkseer. MiTH, they will chase on the Morphling. He's now silenced as well, so no stat morphing from him whatsoever. Can he get out of here in time? No, he's gonna fall! And MiTH, it looks like they finally managed to win a team fight, but can they actually chase down this Wraith King? His reincarnation's on cooldown. Blink, a few seconds left. And we see Queen of Pain. Yes, she blinks forward, Scream of Pain! And they get the final kill. Wind Ranger, she has to get out of there.
Oh man, this fight, it was so weird by both sides, to be honest, kind of spread out. KYT, he got a decent enough vacuum wall, I think, onto 2 heroes. But the rest of MiTH, they completely ignored those 2 heroes, even though the overgrowth was used for them as well. They just went for 7-7 on the Wind Ranger, who survived thanks to his BKB in the end anyway. And Imba themselves, Razor, he actually ran past the wall, got wrecked solo, while the rest of Imba were trying to take care of the Darkseer, and after that just spreading out themselves. And then in the end, MiTH, they definitely came out ahead because they ended the Morphling's spree, of course. And killing off Razor in the meantime, and well, Naga just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
She's getting very, very scary. I think Wind Ranger also survived for such a long time due to Windrun, and I don't know why they didn't put down like Skyrat's ultimate on her or something, but she survived, I felt, for just a little bit too long in that fight. Yeah, it was a little bit awkward, like you mentioned. But still, at the end of the day, the results speak for themselves, and MiTH did end up with a bit of an edge, and the net worth was actually dead even between the Morphling and the Naga, I think a little bit before that engagement, but now the Naga's taken a seizable lead at this point by a few thousand gold.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I saw them at 13.2k each, and now KYT, actually, the Shackles, they don't connect. 7-7 uses his Focus Fire, and actually he's going for the Aghanim Scepter on the Wind Ranger. God damn.
You know, you can call it either, man. She's still Windrunner in my heart. I just try to be correct most of the time. But yeah, I'm down with the Aghanims. After the BKB as well as Maelstrom, I think it's a perfectly fine item choice to pick up. It basically means you'll just have insane DPS, and you can take down whatever you want at that point if you get your chance.
Oh, we're gonna see fight maybe KYT. He's surged up as well. Can actually catch up to anybody, you know. They're just gonna defend the tower as, of course, Vecl. Look at the tier 3. It's almost down already.
It's down to 358 health. That's ridiculous. And Vecl's, he has his Manta style, but you know, we still don't have like a heart or a butterfly or diffusal blade online. Meanwhile, top lane, they try to get, I believe, the Morphling, but he does TP out just in time. And the tier 2 in the top lane at MiTH's end will fall.
Yeah, and Vecl, he was playing with fire there, just going solo. He actually ran into 4 enemy heroes. The Wraith King blinked, started the Wraithfire Blast, but the song came out at the exact same moment before the blast actually, well, even initiated. And Vecl, he's just going man mode. He's like, I don't even need to TP out during my song. I'll just run away like a man and still farm your jungle. That's just how confident he's feeling.
Also looking at the aggressive warding from MiTH. They have wards on important parts of the map that pretty much show where the enemy is. And yeah, these illusions are just getting more and more annoying. They're already taking Morphling down to about half health. That's pretty insane, man, when your illusions are hacking away the enemy main carry.
Yeah, and to be honest, one thing that we haven't even mentioned is if Morphling goes for the shotgun but gets something like a Mystic Flare on top of his own head at the same time, oh, he's just gonna... It might do more damage to himself. Of course, getting the perfect timing when like Morphling actually is in that ghost form, it's not gonna be easy for me. But
Jennifer is gonna get spotted out, and the same combo that take him out throughout the game happened once again. He drops in like 2 seconds, dude. It's ridiculous. They didn't even have to use Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain to finish him off.
Oh man, this Razor definitely has been having too good of a time. 1, 7, and 6. I mean, he's working towards his own BKB, but he's still so damn far away from it. Or actually, never mind. He has it finished. It's on the courier. So, I mean, next fight, BKB definitely gonna help out. As the pipe is also finished on the Darkseer. So they have some mitigation of their own.
Yeah, well, 31 minutes into the game, it's tied up 11-11, but I would say don't let that fool you. Don't let the graphs fool you either, because it's still only like a 5k gold experience advantage. Gold experience and advantage approximately for MiTH. But with this Naga Siren getting such good farm, I really think Vecl is just going to carry MiTH just to the victory, and it's only a matter of time. I mean, this Naga has insane farm. It's 31 minutes, and she already has 4K gold in the bank. Roshan has returned once again, so this will be Roshan number 2 looking to go to MiTH Trust with that dire advantage, unless Imba really want to take a team fight.
And well, it's gonna be hard for them to even take a team fight because if they see a team fight that's unfavorable for them, probably Vecl is just gonna come in, Song of the Siren, and disengage. And level 3 Siren, only 1 minute cooldown. As actually Morphling has his own BKB finished, so now that makes 3 BKBs for Imba. And that's probably the perfect opportunity to fight for them.
Alright, well, it looks like Queen of Pain decided to go for a Lincoln Sphere as her next big item, but okay, it looks like we're going to see a big team fight here. We're going to be have a blink in from the Wraith King, and they just managed to blow up the tree. Doesn't really do anything, and the ultimate, the Mystic Flare, goes absolutely no one. And kind of a weird standoff around the Roshan pit. The tree did buy back, by the way, so he will have that overgrowth for the next team fight, as long as it doesn't get picked off. But Imba, they back off for the time being.
Oh man, I'm a little bit surprised there that Vecl just didn't continue pressuring the tier 3 and the Rax. Of course, they had to back off for a little while, but without the Naga illusions or the Naga himself, the creeps aren't that scary. But oh, another blink in.
Alright, well, Razor tries to get a little bit of stack damage, but it's stopped. And there's your ultimate from the Naga Siren as well as Overgrowth. They want to eat through this BKB, which is starting to fall. Okay, there's your wall. Will we have a good back and follow-up? It gets 2, and the heroes of Imba are just getting so low on health. Windrunner will fall. Reincarnation from the Wraith King. They throw down the damage. Treant Protector's out of the picture now. Morphling activating the BKB. MiTH Trust will back off for the time being. And it seems to just be another standoff.
Well, Imba actually, they might get the Roshan for this. MiTH, all of their big ultimates are on cooldown already. Mystic Flare, he doesn't have enough mana for it anyway. So if they get this Aegis, it is gonna be huge, but can they do it?
Okay, there's a buyback. AA ultimate going down on. And the Wraith King will end up falling. Imba, they're getting surrounded on all sides. Morphling does get the Aegis, but can he actually get out of here?
He actually had a replicate on the bottom lane.
Replicate, man. He was okay. Well played by Imba. I did not expect them to do so well in that fight.
Yeah, me neither really, but definitely showing them the potential of their team fight. And of course MiTH, oh, the start was horrible, the Mystic Flare completely whiffing, and that's a huge part of their damage, to be honest. But Vecl now, he has the Heart of the Ras, so sitting at 2.8k gold with another 1.8k, I mean 2.8k HP, not gold, of course. But do you think Butterfly next for him?
No, Diffusal Blade. That's my opinion, because if you look at the Wraith King, you diffusal him with your illusions, and all of a sudden there's no reincarnation. And he doesn't have like a soul ring or anything to kind of give him mana. There are a few mana boots on his team, but against heroes like that, and even the Morphling can be annoyed somewhat by the Diffusal Blade as well. So I would like that as the next pickup, but if this Naga Siren has the straight up man mode, then it may not be the worst idea as well, but I still would like that Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. Well, does Diffuser actually go through BKBs as well? Does it slow them down, or?
I actually am not 100% sure, so.
Well, hopefully any of our viewers maybe can either scout it out or know by heart.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Wraith King. His ultimate's on cooldown and he falls to the Mystic Flare, as well as some Naga illusions. He can buy back if we see MiTH Trust try to press the issue in one of these lanes. The Naga illusions are starting to push down this tier 3. The tower is down to 196 health. And that bottom lane. Meanwhile, we're going to see Morphling kind of do a little bit of split pushing top. And Treant Protector. Can he actually get him in time? Overgrowth, it's been used on Morphling, but where's the follow-up? There is none. They don't do anything. They just kind of want to waste that Morphling's time, as well as the TP.
Really sneaky plays. It's like, okay, Overgrowth, 1 minute cooldown, well 70 seconds, but no biggie at all. Come on.
I kind of expected them to do something from that. Morphling does not have a replicate target available, but now, MiTH Trust, they're all coming in onto this Morphling. That BKB is activated, trying to use the shotgun on Darkseer, bringing him down half health. Will get mech'd up for the time being, but now the Queen of Pain will give chase, and Morphling, he could actually be in a little bit of trouble. Uses his Replicate, and he's already towards the
Look at the bottom lane.
middle of the river. Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's all the time that MiTH needed. 4 people make distraction for 1, and Vecl's, he's taking down that tower, and now starting to take down the melee racks. It's getting close to about half health at the same time. This Wind Ranger already down the half as well. These illusions will eventually fall, but they're doing some serious damage. Wind Ranger's actually almost dead! Oh, that's so close.
Oh man, Naga, just... That's the strength of that hero. Just tank up the illusions, and Imba, they don't have too high of a damage output because Morphling is the only one farmed, but even he can't really take care of the illusions too effectively. And now if they're gonna probably get the tier 2 tower, although Vecl, he's so extremely low on mana, so he has to back off all the way to base. But to be honest, I don't know if he should have actually left the ensnare only on 1. With higher points into ensnare, I think he might have gotten a few more kills, have better setup, keep the Windrunner in place for a longer time.
Oh, check out this ward placement from MiTH Trust near the tier 2. They really want to make sure that the jump doesn't happen on them. I like it, man. I think it's a cool ward placement. I always love when there's these like side wards that kind of watch out for heroes like Tinker and such, and the tier 2 will be denied as well by Imba. But I still feel like the time is ticking for them. This Nog is just getting more and more dangerous. Net onto this Morphling. He's going to TP away, but no, the Nog is used! And even though Morphling has this Aegis, can the Naga finish the job with the help from the Skywrath? We'll see the BKB get used, shotgun onto the Skywrath, and then finished off with the Adaptive Strike. But Morphling kind of out of mana. There's that Diffusal Blade. We're just seeing it do work. Surrounded on all sides. I think that this Morphling, he may be able to waveform out of here, but it's just an awkward position. He'll waveform out, already at half health, and Net will be safe thanks to the Lincoln Sphere, but now Queen of Pain's joining the fight, throwing out all the nukes they got. Morphling will be taken down, and Razor, he could be next. He's stolen some damage using his BKB as well, but I mean, the illusions will just keep chasing him in the net. They can go through BKB, and Razor, I think he's just going to eventually fall to this Naga, as well as the Queen of Pain helping him out. And yeah, 2 big carries on Imba's end are down. The support's now running away from this extremely farmed Queen of Pain. And yeah, there's no mana left. Look at that, the Wraith King, he's useless in this game. They may even get the Wind Ranger as well. He just keep running on these people. And with that death, I think that may be game.
Wow. What a turn of events for MiTH. That just escalated way too quickly. They should have let the Morphling die and be done with it.
That was like your classic, we'll go in 1 by 1 and just, you know, keep dying. That seemed to be what happened there, but let's not underestimate the mobility as well that came out from MiTH Trust there, but very well played from MiTH Trust. They really gave this Naga Siren the room she needed to become successful, and this just goes to show you time after time again that if there's one hero you do not want to let have space on the map, it's the Naga Siren.
Oh yeah, for sure not. And to be honest, the Diffusal Blade pickup, we didn't even talk about it being able to just completely blow up the Replicate, which he did this time around when they went for the Morphling. So that was actually a pretty huge part of them getting the initial kill on the Morphling himself. But man, well played by MiTH and deserved victory, but of course only a game 1 in a best of 5 series.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually a really good point you bring up with the Diffusal Blade. Using that active to just completely destroy the illusion. It does bonus damage to illusions if used the active, in addition to purging a target of basically all buffs and slowing it down. So it's actually, I feel, a really good item in a lot of situations. But well played by MiTH Trust. Imba, I felt like they played really good as well, but just it came down to that Naga Siren completely destroying them in the team fight. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Naga gets respect banned in game number 2, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens as we go into game 2.
Yeah, so we're just gonna jump into the lobby fast, not to keep anybody waiting, but if you enjoyed us, be sure to follow us on all the Heflatv channels, as well as our social media, which you can find below the stream. And if you want to follow the casters personally, I'm at Coucher and my co-caster at Whiplash.
That's right. We'll see you guys in game number 2.